Willkommen zurück zu Head as Code. Im letzten Part haben wir mit Marco die Bibliothek betreten und sie auch gleich gelöst, denn wir haben alles getan, was es zu tun gibt. Das heißt, jetzt müssen wir noch einen Code eingeben und dürfen raus. So. Even though we were done exploring this place, evidenced by the fact we had the password to escape, I felt as though we had yet to see one of the locations. Back onto the hallway, a locked door buried my progress. It quickly came open with the password that we found. Inside was a stranger room. The best way to describe it was a bottleneck? The room was somewhat wide at first, but it led into a little hallway that could only accommodate the width of one person. And that hallway also had a strange blue glow in the walls, ceiling and the floor. Some sort of checkpoint? Looks dangerous. I definitely don't want to cross this unit until we know what to do with it. Since we were on a bit of a schedule with the other groups, they're also most likely finishing their explorations, I decided against looking at things more closely here for the time being. Hey Marco, you won't believe what I found.
What? Did you find the exit? No, wait, that's believable. Did you find the Queen of England?
I found the exit.
Great! Let's go then.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. See, it had these scanners or something. I think it's going to check if we have the ninth person with us. If we don't... Marco didn't seem like the adventurous type today, so he wordlessly agreed to leave that alone for now. What have you been up... Well, I want to check for that.
Oh, I went downstairs and entered the password. Both sides are open now.
Alright, let's head back.
Sure. We could also head further in by using the train on the same side we came here on, but that would cut us off from the rest. Probably not wise to do. Then again, what even was wisdom?
I waited for him to continue on that thought, but he simply shrugged.
I don't know. I guess that's a rhetorical question. Sometimes people do stupid things.
Yeah, I bet you know a lot about that. Wow, so unnötig unhöflich. Well, I gave him some sass. I moved downstairs, followed by him. He grumbled some sort of retort, but I knew that he had nothing to strike back with. Once we arrived at the station, past the little lobby, we waited for the train in silence. Usually, it would take a while, but I had a feeling Smiley might have rigged the place to make it go faster. He probably wouldn't want whatever he's trying to make us do to take forever. Ah, there's er schon. The train arrived just as I guessed, and we boarded it momentarily. As we stepped in, I got myself wondering exactly what the purpose behind this was. Ah, schließt. The train took off, again in silence. The announcer once again gave us our destination. But I barely listened to it. Instead, I was thinking about how silly this entire thing really was. Why did Smiley even make us do this? Why lock the doors? What exactly did we do here? We certainly hadn't accomplished a great thing. All we did was make a tablet boot up. Then we were fed the answer. Finally, we arrived at the station the old man and the strange girl had disembarked at.
Oh, that's surprising.
Oh, that's surprising. They're waiting for the same train.
Huh? Oh, look at that.
Andy entered the train, with the old man carefully leading the girl by the hand. He gave us a smile when he entered, patiently waiting until the girl was inside too, before speaking to us. Ach, der Zug fährt wieder los.
How serendipitous! We are taking the same train to go back to the first station. Have you two managed to find anything special?
Nah, not really. Sandwiches are kind of special, but nothing else out of the ordinary.
We did find the exit. Well, I found it. He was, unfortunate to say, not too useful for the sort of thing.
Right, we also found one. Did you have scanners?
Scanners! Ah, the bluish light. Yes, it did have that done. I thought it more prudent not to take chances with it for now. Besides, we can always return to these stations.
I remained quiet, content with following the movement of the train as it went towards the midpoint station. I was wondering about what we'd find up there once we get the doors unlocked. We had fun library, but what did the others find? I was about to ask them, but the train stopped. Then I figured perhaps it would be better if we all shared information when we all be returned, avoiding unnecessary repetition.
Alright, let's go. Old man A and girl E already left the place.
When Marco called me over, I realized that was the case. If we didn't head out promptly, the train would leave without us. Quickly, we stepped outside. I hope they'll all decide to come back here. I approached us while I pondered on everyone else's motives. The train drove off, and he made me an offer.
In the meantime, I believe E would like to communicate with more of you. However, due to the state, it is quite a one-sided conversation. As a result, I propose to her that I teach someone else how. Would you like to do it?
Sure. But aren't the gestures you both shake kind of complicated? No, this wasn't the coward in me rearing its head again. I just didn't want to accidentally insult E by mistake, or just fail to formulate basic sentences to begin with. In the face of my questions, A simply guffed.
Ha! That's part not on the menu, my boy! Why, I will take my weeks to even scratch the surface of such a complicated Dutch language. No, I have something much simpler.
From his bag, he would use the pen.
This braille pen can condense the matter within the air into solid form. It is like a little deposition, the process of turning something from a gaseous state to a solid one. In reality, it is a little more like a miniature 3D printer. This one is for the letter A. They only work on perfectly uniform surfaces, such as these.
He produced a few thin strips of paper too, which I was made to take. Then he followed by taking out another 25 total pens, holding them within both his hands. That's high technology. Are you sure you're fine giving this to me?
It's only temporarily until we make our way out of here, so of course! He can read braille, and these will print out the sequence of pins that would let her read it. We're still working on getting them into a single pen, but... Can you imagine a pen with a setting for 26 different letters? It would be difficult. Also, I used to have the punctuation pens, but I don't know where those have gone.
I pondered if this man wasn't a little senile. It's all well and good, but I can't carry this. I don't have the, means to do so. You know? I illustrated by pointing at his hands, which were struggling to carry them all. Ah ja, ein bisschen vielleicht. Hallo. Geh raus! He answered by dropping them all onto my arms, which I had to cross in order to carry them. Hey!
Give me a moment. I solved that dilemma.
From his bag, he produced yet another object. A bag like his, but smaller. Here.
Here. Put them inside this.
He opened it to me, and I dropped a lot of the pins inside. Carefully, I also inserted the sheets of paper I'd been carrying alongside them.
This bag will hopefully not be too cumbersome. Ah, it's so nice to be lighter too. I have quite many of the thing inside of mine.
That reminds me, Smiley took all of his stuff. But they... Huh? Okay. That reminds me, Smiley took all of our stuff, but they didn't take away your bag?
It's been something I contemplated upon too. Perhaps Smiley wanted to make sure I could be in use as useful as I desire.
Hey, you two. Come over here and check this out.
Oh. Marco called from the consoles next to the door. He was examining them closely. We approached and he pointed with his thumb at the second one, which showed a bunch of asterisks.
There are 4 keypads on the wall, and we're 4 groups. I thought maybe I'd enter the password we had at our station, and lo and behold, the console broke now.
Wait, did you break it?
No, I just can't do anything else with it. I can't erase or enter anything.
Ah, perhaps it has recognized your input. Have you tried putting it in the other consoles too?
Yeah, I did. All of them allow me to erase or enter most stuff except for this one.
It seems it has recognized your input then. Let me try putting in the code we had for our station in the first one.
As the old man was doing it, I observed carefully. Indeed, much like what happened to Marco, his console stopped responding once the code was in it.
Perfect! Now to wait for the other teams. We are making progress, my boys!
Almost as if fate had been waiting for us to enter his codes, the train arrived. I turned around to look at the station, wondering who would be coming out next. Oh, yay, it was Ray. The first one who left was Ray. As usual, his attitude was foul. Jasmine followed after. I waited for the twins to leave, but they didn't step outside and the train drove off. Was?
Ah, you're all fine. I'm glad. We're all missing some people, huh?
The twins went with you?
Negative. They must have been they must be having some difficulties with the puzzle room. Ours wasn't too terrible, but we found some stuff.
What kind of stuff? I wasn't the only one whose interest was piqued. The old man and Marco also listened. Jasmine motioned for Ray to join us, as the angry man was already settling in by his lonesome again. You want me to show them that?
Yes, I think it's fairly important.
It's not like I really care to have anybody. On the other hand, the sooner we catch that fucker, the better is... So whatever. Here. He took out a piece of paper from his pocket. It looked rather mistreated. The man's burly hand certainly didn't play nice with it as he folded it. Considering the fact none of our rooms contain anything like this, I was rather curious. This thing says, one of you isn't like the others. And then there's this stupid part full of grammar errors. Not smile within my mask. Look how smile is spelled with 2 eyes, and within is spelled with an E at the end. That's kinda stupid. Smiley can't even fucking write. What an idiot.
I don't know. Is it suspicious how there are those additional letters?
Suspicious like what? Wait. Suddenly, the man had an idea. I could tell with the way his eyebrows were frowning. It wasn't just anger. This was advanced anger. Oh, I fucking get it! Again, Smiley. You're an accomplice. Do you think I wouldn't notice?
You didn't in fact notice.
Shut up. Someone who isn't like the others. That's a traitor. Someone among us is in league with the Smiley. We've got I and E. Doesn't mean it's I-E. As in me, E? The blind girl's in on it.
Actually, I can corroborate the fact she has no involvement in this.
Yeah, you can't know that. I bet she can hear and see us too, and she's just playing us for fools. He walked towards her. Bearing his path was the abandonment about the situation.
No, she's also legitimately blind and deaf. This isn't going anywhere. Stop this madness at once.
Step out of my way, old man. You're as easy to swat as a fly. Yet, he did nothing of the sort. He remained there like a wall. An old, easily pushed wall, but a wall nonetheless. I watched on the sidelines. The situation had quickly escalated into a fight, but I couldn't do anything. Jasper was looking disapproving at everyone and Marco. Also looked as though he didn't want to get involved, averting his eyes. Unsurprisingly, he didn't move. I assumed she still had no idea of what was happening. Since A stood up to Ray, and he was an old man, I felt as though... Well, fuck, I felt terrible. I'm a boy who's still young, healthy, and not too bad, physically speaking. I moved forward as if to join A in his struggle, but Ray abandoned his pursuit. In the end, my intervention wasn't even necessary. What a relief. The reason why Ray abandoned this battle soon became apparent. The train arrived at the station. The twins stepped outside. Perhaps the man hadn't wanted to cause violence in front of children, but that was most likely giving him too much credit. He was already drinking from his flask again, back to his isolation. That was probably alcohol.
Did something happen?
The first twin disembarked looked at us all in turns, having figured that an event or another had just taken place. We explained things to her, with the other joining her momentarily.
I don't know. We all seem to be stuck together. Are you sure that's what the note means?
The twin was explaining her reasoning to us once we talked about the strange paper.
Life's full of traitors, so we won't be surprised. Sometimes they're really close to you. But it doesn't specially say that, right? It says not like the others. What is the link between all of us that the 8 wouldn't share?
Well, that's hard to tell.
Everything will be fine anyway. That note was probably just put there to show generalized madness among us. Ah, yes. Everything will be fine. I'm sure we all get out of here promptly and safe. It's not like we have the collar of death attached to our necks or anything.
Yes, but, well, Jasmine decided to shut up past that. Before this devolves into a fight again, we should get a move on.
The door's closed, though.
Jay, I'm gonna need your help and yours too. G, correct?
Correct. What will we do?
Well, we already entered our codes in the first and second console on the wall. They stop responding while the other still works, so we're thinking if we enter all 4 of them,
the door will come open, I see. Let's give it a shot.
I waited while Jasmine entered the one her team found, and G entered the one the twins received from their room. In the meantime, I had the option of talking to some other people. Oh, yes! Sprechen! Ray. Against my better judgment, I decided to approach Ray. He didn't look very happy about that. So, what do you make of this? Of what? This whole thing. You know, being trapped in here and... Honestly, couldn't give a shit if I didn't have to. I have business to take care of. I have things to do. I don't have time to get stuck in here with a bunch of kids and their grandpa. He took a swig from his flask. I tried understanding the situation from his point of view, but it was rather difficult. We definitely didn't have the same priorities in life. So the earlier I'm out, the better off I'll be. I got all this business to take care of. He exposed his flask again, as if proving a point. I frowned slightly. Wait, your business is to drink? What's the matter to you? What if it's about to drink? I was going to think about it and consider your point of view, but if you're just saying you want to get out of here to drink until you pass out, no thanks then. Hey! Stop with the judgmental shit. Look, they locked the door, so get a move on. Or don't. He left my vicinity. The more I spoke with him, the more unlikable he became in my head. Detour! Together, we all stepped into the little lobby beyond the station.
Stop pushing! There's hardly any space here for all of us. Stay calm, okay? If we fall down the stairs, it won't be fun either, so go through one by one, and stop trying to go first.
I'll do what I fucking want!
Here comes the asshole! Watch out, this!
After a brief moment of cacophony, we all came up the stairs and entered a peculiar room. Den Raum kennen wir! Much like the one I investigated, this one did not seem to be a station, but some kind of lounge. A bar? Or bar? There was a counter on the other side with a few stools in front. On this side were some couches, a table, and various other things. Doesn't this look like a lounge to you? Doesn't it look like a lounge to you? Isn't this supposed to be part of the train station?
This is very different, but the station we invested didn't look like a station at all either. It was some bedroom.
The others chimed in.
Ours was totally different than the usual station too. It was a room with planets and astrology and stuff. Wait, was it astronomy or astrology?
Funny enough, our own looked like a library. We had to solve some puzzles and there was some nice stuff in. And the final save was also a pair of sandwiches.
Ours had food too, which is pretty strange. Why would it do that?
Ours had food as well, but it was a little different and not hidden like yours. It was more like storage for food. A pantry, that's the word. I suppose we could use it to dine if the food is even edible anymore.
How did the station change that much?
Asking the question is pertinent indeed, but we should give this room a good search too. Let's meet back up once we've done this, so...
I decided to take this side with Marco, Jasmine, and A. On the other side, the twins were examining the bar along with Ray, E just standing around. The man was getting angry at the girls because they weren't allowed around alcoholic drinks. Well, no time like the present. It was time to search this. The strange machine was too high for me to reach it. It felt oddly out of place among the rest of this somewhat rich-looking assortment of furniture. That seems like a time travel device?
Don't be silly, young man. Time travel doesn't exist.
Maybe not yet, but one day.
Probably not. The intricacies are, as far as I'm aware, a little too steep for us to access it. To begin with, time travel would require the involvement of a gravitational force.
What are you two talking about?
Oh, I was being a little senile. Don't mind him.
I am not senile!
I gotta give you props. It seems like it's actually an air conditioner device. No time travel here. A threw his hand in the air while moving away, inspired by murmuring, "Young ones these days!" Or something like that. Oh, wie gemein! When I arrived at the couch, Mark was standing up on it. What are you doing exactly? You're gonna leave your dirty footprints all over the couch.
I'm testing its comfort level.
By standing on it?
What else? My full weight is on it. If I can retain its shape even after that, then it's gobbo.
He leaped off it and turned around to see the results. The couch retained its shape regardless of Marco's weight, and it wasn't even marked by his shoes either.
That's a good couch.
Go figure you'd be the one who was looking for a comfy couch. Ey, würde ich auch machen. Du weißt nie, wie lange du rein musst. I approached the side of the table. The gems embedded in its legs drew me in. I touched them. They felt real. This looks really rich. Did Smiley have all these antiques, or are they replicate objects?
Just because they look old doesn't mean they're old. I think they're not real antiques, and even if you touch the gems and they feel real, they're probably not actually rubies. Do you even understand how expensive this would be? Not only you need money, but you also need this to be stupid to leave it in the care of 8 strangers who might just break it all.
Oh, maybe Smiley didn't care.
Yeah, that's what I said. If they were stupid. That's the only way someone wouldn't care.
I felt a sense of dread when I looked at the portrait. It was foreboding in a way. I couldn't describe it. Déjà vu?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I had déjà vu while looking at this portrait. What do you feel when you look at it?
You know, for a place supposed to be for comfort, it's kinda giving me the creeps. It's just a logic area. There's no reason to be afraid.
The trainer crossed over to our side momentarily.
Yeah, but that framed sentence there is chilly and it really feels out of place and foreboding. S is right, it's totally off. They're just words anyway. Are you really gonna turn tail on that? Words can hurt you. No, it's just, I don't know. Words can hurt. You'll understand when you're older. I am older. I'm older than I was 10 seconds ago, in fact. That's technically correct, but...
I had other things to look at, so I left them alone. Oh, poor Jasmine. So zurück an. I tried turning it on, but I didn't know what to press. Jasmine was taller, so she helped me flick some switches. The machine didn't turn on, though.
Looks like it's not working. Maybe it's not powered on. Is it even plugged in?
It sounds to me that AC needs some DC to work.
Hello, Spirit. Please leave this body immediately. I heard my nickname. Did I miss something?
I just mistily waved at him to dodge his jokes by moving on from the air conditioner. I assumed it wouldn't be a big deal if I went ahead and sat on his couch a little. Mark was right. This couch was really comfortable. It might have been comfortable enough to take a nap on it, which was extremely rare for me to consider.
If you sleep there, I can't guarantee your safety.
Eh?
The others may choose to leave you behind. If you do so, that's all I meant to say.
He was right. I stood back up and chose to forget about the couch entirely. Wasser! Hey!
This is empty.
Oh, kein Wasser.
It looks like it has water. It has water, but it's empty because those damn plastic containers play tricks on your eyes.
Not just getting so angry over it.
I could have gone for a drink, but I guess I'll have to wait.
Might have a better chance with the bar on the other side.
Once I moved away following his advice, Mark leaned towards me a little.
Yeah, the bar's nice, but I don't trust drinks. Water, that's fine, but drinks? What if I drank something with even a tint of coconut in it? I'd die.
Right, your allergies.
Then again, who knows? Maybe I'm being too paranoid about that kind of thing.
The chance of there being a drink with the coconut here are pretty slim, I agree. You should lay it back a bit and not worry about it.
To the bar then.
I had other things to look at first. Oh, he's so gonna die. It was just a wall lamp, nothing special. A few others were scattered around here. I didn't see any switches to turn them off.
Interesting. I know these lamps. They're powered by lithium batteries. I suppose the more common term would be LYP batteries.
Very, interesting. I'll go look over there now. Und Pflanzen. Cool plants. They were pretty generic. Even if they complemented the place well. They were very generic. So, die Karte. Oh ja, wir haben die Bar und wir haben die Seite, verstehe. Okay. Ich denke mal, da geht's runter. I was about to leave the room when A helped my shoulder stop me.
Wait, young man! Before you go, we might be better off discussing our findings and strategize according to our next move.
Oh, was Spannendes, okay. Diese ganze Sache machen wir im nächsten Part, denn das Ding da war spannend wieder. Irgendwelchen Fortschritt fürs Spiel. Bisschen Plot. Wir werden sehen. Ich danke fürs Zugucken und hoffe, es gefällt euch. Im nächsten Part machen wir weiter bei Ortes Code. Tschüss!